It's the worst fucking podcast that you'll hear. It's not that respected when it's the collective as Christian would cheer. It's the worst fucking podcast that you'll hear. Collective Podcast.
Hello, my friends. I have a very special announcement for you today. In 2021, myself and the team at Nightsport will begin filming our first ever feature film. It's called Awake. And to talk more about it is a good friend of mine, award-winning director Christian Caputo. Chris, take it away.
Hello, Nightsport, and hello, true believers. My name is Christian Caputo, and I'm super excited to team with Craig and Nightsport to bring you our first feature film, Awake. Well, Awake is a psychological horror film which follows novelist Henry as he races against the clock to finish his next book. But little does he know that a sinister force lurks between the pages, seeking to drive him insane.
Now, to learn more about Awake and to stay in touch with us, you can follow us at nightsport.com. We want to keep you in the loop. This is a community-driven project. We want you to experience what it's like to be on our set from home. And we'll talk to you again real soon.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Collective Podcast. This is going to be the part 2 that we promised from about a month ago. We did a Christmas episode, or a holiday episode, and we had to abruptly stop because we had a special guest come to Jerry's house that we wound up doing an impromptu episode of the podcast. You guys may have listened to it. It's called History's Mysteries. We had our friend Ian on. He came back after he came back from his honeymoon. So
you running out of audio was total bullshit.
yeah.
Bullshit.
Me running out of audio was total bullshit. Yeah. So, but we're back. We're back with the same roundtable. It's B, Joe, Jerry, and John.
What up?
John's
Christmas. Happy Festivus.
John's
For the
been
rest of us.
appearing. John's been appearing a lot more on this podcast.
I know.
Yeah.
It's my slow
like me.
takeover.
Yeah.
By 2021,
Yeah, I
this
think-
podcast will be all mine.
John and I would be the new co-hosts.
Oh God. Or
and then we're really gonna like run this to the ground.
or
Exactly.
or you guys will have like a spin-off, just like Jerry has his spin-off.
The change within, baby.
All right, so where did we leave off? Do you even remember where we left off on the podcast on the last episode? I think we're going to talk about.
Christmas gifts was the
Pull it up,
biggest thing
Jamie.
we
Pull up the
talked
last
about.
episode.
Yeah, Jamie, pull up the. Yeah, Jerry, pull up the last episode.
Previously on Collective Podcast.
So I think.
Could you play? Could you add that in post the audio from the previous episode?
Yeah, probably. I'll probably have to look for it.
You should do that. And Jerry's stupid holiday rap at the beginning too.
You can
Oh,
cut
yeah,
that.
this is going to be the last episode that has the holiday wrap on it. For the
No,
year.
you can keep it going to the new year. You can keep it going to
Well,
the
this
new
one-
year.
Keep it
one
going
is-
until next Christmas.
Well, this one's going to go up this Sunday, so that's the last Sunday of the year. So that is the last.
Whatever.
That's going to be the last time. So anyway, we're going to talk about movies. We're going to talk about Festivus, and we're going to talk about Christmas songs, and then we're going to talk about the New Year, like what we do for New Year's. 'Cause I don't think we really touched on that the last time.
I think we did for New Year's stories. We did Christmas gifts last time, from what I remember. So
Yeah, I think we talked about like memories that we had of Christmas, like our favorite
Metro
ones.
cards I used to get for Christmas and how privileged I am for such transportation.
Well, we just had Jimmy's Christmas party a couple of days ago, so that was always fun. Exchanging
That's like an
gifts.
annual.
It was more of a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament for me than an actual Christmas party.
So, John, recap that. How badly did you get your ass kicked? Endor won.
Well, Christian had a very unfair deck compared to the rest of us, so it was I got beat.
And he's the host of the
Our
podcast.
friend Danny Barnes had a very
Fucking guy.
annoying struggle trying to beat him. Christian eventually lost, but yeah, it was while everybody else was watching Home Alone and admiring Jimmy's train set and village, we were just playing Yu-Gi-Oh in the kitchen.
Christian, was that even your own deck, or was that you borrowed that from Jimmy?
No,
No,
Jimmy, that's all. Every deck was
Jimmy
custom
built
made.
Jimmy built every single deck that we used.
Oh, I thought people bought their own cards in. So
No,
I
don't
gotta
even have
give
my
him
own cards
credit.
anymore.
He really puts it all out there for Christmas. He does.
He does.
Like
Shout out to Jimmy. Yeah.
and he's already planning. And he's already planning for next Christmas and the next party at January 2nd. So
Yeah, he
2021.
already texted me what I want to eat next year. So
Guys, check your phones. You might get the Facebook invite. So
So
love you, Jimmy.
Unbelievable.
So all of a sudden, I walked into Jimmy's house and my wallet was lighter. What was $20 lighter? I don't know. No,
oh, we're gonna say that on there.
no, yeah, it's okay. So anyway, so I guess we'll get into movies first, since we were watching a whole bunch of them at Jimmy's.
Should we start out with everyone's favorite question every year with Christmas movies? Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yeah, let's start with that.
It
Is Die
is.
Hard a Christmas movie?
It is, and I posted something on Instagram and Facebook not long ago, the Apple TV app that I use, like they had like a holiday section, and one of the movies that they showcased under that section was Die Hard. So like, I mean, that right there is pretty official, because I would assume that the movie studio would have had to approve that, so they know they know that it's considered one, and they agree.
Well, more confirmation that it's a Christmas movie is that the director outright said it was.
There you go.
Yeah, but according to Bruce Willis from his own roast, Jerry, I know you love those things. It's not a Christmas movie. It's a fucking Bruce Willis movie.
Yeah, I remember that. I watched that post too.
Yippee-ki-yay on that one, Joe.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Is Die Hard 2 a Christmas movie?
Now you're pushing it.
Well, it does take place on Christmas.
That's true.
That's like
yeah.
That's like saying 8 Crazy Nights is a Christmas movie, and then
Oh my
more
God.
people would argue that it probably is a Christmas movie.
I like how he
No
goes
less of a
to
Christmas movie than Die Hard 1. I'll say that much.
But yeah, we can all agree. Well, 3 out of 4 of us, since Jerry's in his own world as usual, will say Die Hard's a Christmas movie. One of the biggest action movies of all time is a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Now, bigger question, even digging deeper than that, is Iron Man 3 a Christmas movie?
Aha.
Oh God, that
Give me some
movie.
context. I never heard this theory before.
Well, because it
It's
takes place.
basically
Christian.
there was like 2 scenes where you see snow and Christmas lights.
And
That's
then,
basically what it was.
In
Yeah.
that case, here comes Christmaka.
Yeah, right.
Christmaka, was that Hanukkah, Christmas, and Kwanzaa?
Potentially. I got to coin it one day, Christian.
Mm-hmm. Happy Christmas. Well, then a couple years ago, it was Thanksgiving and Hanukkah. It was Thanks Hanukkah.
Thanks Hanukkah.
Yeah, Thanks Hanukkah or something.
Hanukkahsgiving.
Hanukkahsgiving or something.
I never heard of that, but sounds interesting.
So,
That. Go ahead.
what about a Christmas Carol?
Which
What
one?
do you mean?
Well,
A
what do you
Christmas
guys?
Carol is of course it's a Christmas movie.
Oh no, I'm not. No, I'm not asking if it's a Christmas movie. I'm saying, do you watch
The Muppet
Christmas
Christmas Carol,
Muppet
absolutely.
Christmas Carol?
With Michael
Yeah.
Caine as Scrooge. Hell yeah.
I was thinking what John said too. I agree.
Yeah.
I have to go with that one, even though the
By
classic
far the
ones
best
from the.
Scrooge.
Is the Star Wars Holiday Special a Christmas movie?
It's a TV special, so I wouldn't call it a movie, but definitely holiday related. and they just
Yeah.
released on Disney.
Look at this analysis. I saw Star Wars last year around Christmas time, meaning that it is a Christmas movie.
Well, traditionally they are released around Christmas time, except for a few exceptions here and there. But it's a Christmas tradition, but it's hard to call them a Christmas movie.
I'm actually looking up Christmas films now. Oh my God, Krampus. They're saying
Pull it up, Jamie.
They're saying Krampus is a Christmas movie.
It is. It technically is a Christmas movie. It's a horrible Christmas movie, but it's a Christmas movie all the same.
Let's see.
Anyone?
Oh, John,
anyone?
here's something that you might know, or Joe might know. Jerry won't know. Do you remember the really terrible? I think Michael Keaton was in this movie. There were two of the same movies came out at the same time. One was a horror movie. One was like a family Christmas movie. It was called Jack Frost.
Oh, yeah, where he's the snowman.
Yeah, where he's the snowman. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to watch that movie again. That was a great movie.
Yeah, I remember watching it.
It reminded me of the Campbell Soup commercial where the kid, like, the snowman comes in the house and then he melts into a kid.
That's another thing we should talk about. We should talk about the commercials too. Those old commercials. But
the only
we'll talk about that next.
Yeah. But the old Campbell's commercial. Yeah, Jack Frost just popped up on my list. I have like a list.
I know. To go back to Christmas Carol for a moment, I always loved the Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol.
Who plays Scrooge?
Does
Mickey Mouse play Scrooge?
No.
Oh no, it's
Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, Scrooge McDuck.
The same rich guy from was it DuckTales?
Yeah. So it says here Batman Returns is a Christmas movie.
No, it's just as much of a Christmas movie as Iron Man 3 is.
I say it's more of a Christmas movie than Iron Man 3, though.
All right, maybe there's one more scene with Christmas lights in it than Iron Man 3 has.
An old time movie that comes to mind. I don't know if you guys ever seen it. Miracle on 34th Street.
I know of it. I've never seen it.
I haven't watched the original. There was the one that was made in the 90s and the one that was made in like the 60s or 50s or something like that.
I was
that one I haven't seen.
there on Sunday night.
Well, thanks for the because growing up, my mom always liked it. I'm talking about the classic movie from the 30s.
Oh yeah, it was the 30s, I guess. Yeah, or 40s. I think it was the 40s. I'm looking at a picture of it now. There was a 70th anniversary.
Exactly. All right. Who else wants to toss a movie out there?
I can't believe there's Christmas horror movies.
Oh yeah, me and Jen watched one. It was on Shudder. Black Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Where it was like it was totally dumb though. It ended up not being a Christmas movie. It started off as like a Christmas movie, but then it ended up having nothing to do with Christmas.
So it ended up as a Hallmark.
Basically, like this sorority group like gets targeted by like these like anti-women like sect of guys like in this fraternity that has gone on for like the past 300 years in this university, and there was a cult and some shit. It turned into a whole like supernatural bullshit thing, and I was like, okay, well that's not really a Christmas movie, but I felt cheated. But yeah, there are Christmas horror movies out there.
Yeah, like Silent Night, Deadly Night was.
Heard of that one? Yeah, I haven't to see it.
Yeah, shout out.
Make a horror movie out of anything. So
shout out to our friend Larry, who has the shirt from Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. It's his Garbage Day. That's like the most memed scene in that whole movie. I don't know if you've seen that meme. He goes, "Garbage Day," and then he shoots the guy.
Yeah.
Oh God.
All right, real Christmas movie, definitely a classic. If you guys haven't seen this, I'd be shocked. A Christmas Story.
Of course.
It's on all day.
Shoot your eye out, kid.
It's on all day on Christmas.
Yep, 24-hour run on TBS every year.
And then apparently there's a sequel.
No, they can't. Yeah, that's like like Home Alone 3, 4, and 5. Like they just don't count.
I mean Home Alone. Okay, so Home Alone 3 is passable. Like I'll accept that in like the Home Alone movies, but like 4 and 5 are just like horrendous.
3 was it was whatever. They tried. The 4, Home Alone's 4 and 5 were strictly like, let's just throw something on TV to make a quick buck type of movie. And like, I didn't even watch it. I've seen the trailers. They just look disgusting and horrible. But
no, Home Alone 1 and 2, my all-time favorite Christmas movies. It's hard for me to top those. Always able to quote it. Always laughing at the same scenes when Marv and Harry get beat up by the traps in both movies. I mean, 2 is in a way is a repeat of the first movie, only in New York, but just as amazing, just as good. Harry and Marv are the real stars. I know Kevin, but
Kevin,
you spent $900 on room service.
I thought you spent $967 on room service. So, I put this up as a poll a couple of years ago. Which Marv scream was funnier, from 1 with the tarantula or 2 with the pigeons on him in Central Park?
Oh, the pigeons. Absolutely the pigeons.
Yeah, I would agree with John on that, though.
Yeah. Like
definitely the pigeons, too.
His legs like kicking up in the air and everything. Like that was, that was.
You see the pigeons eat. You see the pigeons on top of both of them eating the bird food, and then you just see a head stick up. the fact that
that high pitched scream.
Acting of all cinematic expectations.
Well, I mean, one of the movies that I watch all the time, it's usually on Thanksgiving, but now recently they've been showing it both Thanksgiving.
It counts, Christian. So it's a Christmas movie, definitely.
March of the Wooden Soldiers.
Oh, I think we talked about that last time. Yeah, I remember I said I never watched it.
Yeah, I remember that being discussed, and I still haven't watched it yet. But I love you too, Christian.
You talked about it last year.
Yeah,
I remember trying when I was younger, and I just couldn't get into it.
It's a type of movie you got to watch when you're like 3 or 4, and then it just becomes ingrained in your head. It's not something that you watch like as an adult and you sit there, you go, "Oh, I love this." Usually, it's like you got to like watch it as a kid.
Yeah, you mentioned that it was your Thanksgiving tradition, and you watched that over the parade every single year.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a movie. Jingle All the Way.
Yes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, I used to love that movie. I had that on VHS.
Jamie, I am.
Put the cookie down.
Put the cookie down. Put the cookie down.
Joe's gonna wake up his whole community. Put the cookie down.
Sinbad in the movie as the mailman.
Remember the scene when he was like he thought he was making up like just to scare people that there was a bomb in his because he was a mailman. He was like threatening there was a bomb in the box, and then like it actually exploded as he was leaving the building. He was like, "Wait, that was really a bomb? Sick world, sick people." That used to crack me up like as a 5-year-old, like every single time. So funny.
Sinbad's great. I love Sinbad.
Yeah, whatever happened to him? I haven't seen him in like years.
He still does stand up. So
yeah,
he's still.
Last time he did Sinbad. Last time he did stand up was like 2011.
Yeah, I haven't seen him on TV or nothing.
I have all 4 of his stand ups on DVD.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a movie out there. The Grinch, not the classic cartoon, that's on everywhere. Exactly.
Yeah,
a movie that Jimmy.
We had that on Jimmy's house. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a movie I totally forgot about.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey is basically a Mask sequel. It's basically all.
Pretty much, yeah. Except he's like hairy and ugly.
Yeah.
In an interview not too long ago, Jim Carrey broke out that smile that he made underneath all that Grinch makeup. Go ahead, John.
Smile if anyone's dropped it, right?
The movie Elf.
Oh, of course.
I don't like
Netflix.
I don't like what's his name?
Will Ferrell. You don't like him?
No, I don't like Will Ferrell. I don't.
That was definitely one of his better movies. His newer movies suck. Yeah.
That's one of his first big movies.
The only movie I like of his is Anchorman, and I got really like.
Yeah.
Joe remembers this. I got really pissed when
that was Anchorman too.
No, when they announced that he was going to star in Land of the Lost, because that was a big show like when we grew up as a kid.
Yeah.
So
I never.
like,
That was one of those shows that like I watched as a kid and never like got a hold of the name. And I
Yeah.
would always remember it years from then. Like, what show was that? Where like people like it was this guy with these kids in this Jeep, and then they were just like going on adventures. And
Yeah.
it was Land of the Lost. I was like, it was that show. Like that's where the
Yeah.
movie came from.
I got really pissed when they announced him in it, and then I watched the movie and I'm like, they're just making fun of it. Like what? Like that's not.
Yeah, it was a parody.
Yeah, it pissed me off. I'm so angry.
We never forgave him for that.
The first Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
I still remember seeing the trailer. Like we were in high school at the time. I still remember seeing the trailer for the third one and thinking like,
The third one.
like I had no clue what those movies were, and I'm like, where's the first two? I never heard of this. Why is there a third one?
You never
I
saw the
remember-
first movie when it came out
No.
came out when we were kids?
No.
I used to watch that movie like it was actually a documentary about Santa. Like back when I believed in Santa, like I thought like that actually was the story of Santa.
So
You're saying
you
really
Like I
got
thought
Tim
that was
Allen.
the Christmas Santa movie. Like that. Like I used to hold that movie like in high regard as a Christmas movie because I was like,
Wait, John,
that's how
you're,
Santa wanted to be.
you're saying Santa's not real?
Saint Nicholas is absolutely real. Yes.
So you're saying Kim?
Oh, I needed that good news, John. Thank you for the clarification.
Yes.
So you're saying Tim, the Toolman Taylor, is Santa Claus?
Yeah. When I was 5 years old, I completely saw that as fact.
So he would walk into somebody's basement and bang his head every time just to give them gifts?
Yeah, and like like a mountain of boxes would appear at his doorstep every year, and like that's what the gifts he had to deliver and everything.
I think
if he came to like a. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
That was it. Like, and if he came to like a chimney that was too small, he would just like shoot, like just
Oh,
shrink right into
I was
it.
about to say, like, I think I mentioned last time, like, that's how I convinced, like how Santa comes down the chimney at all. Convinced myself as a kid when Santa came to a house that had no fireplace, he just bought one with him, and Santa Claus explained that. So that's what I believed for a long time.
Yes.
Yes.
Who else wants to throw out a movie?
Oh God.
If not,
no, go ahead. What's your list?
no list. I'm just thinking of just brainstorming with shooting things out. The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh yeah.
That could
Now,
count as
I always joked around that was a Thanksgiving movie, and I'll explain why it's a Thanksgiving.
I think I know what you're gonna say, but go ahead.
Because it's an in between.
Yeah, because it starts
Halloween and
off,
Christmas.
starts off the ending of Halloween, and then he goes to like Christmas land, but it's not necessarily Christmas because Santa's prepping for Christmas, so it's more like a Thanksgiving movie.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
Now,
it could double as a Halloween movie and a Christmas movie. So
Yeah.
Now, I actually showed Jen that movie for the first time. I mean, as huge of a
She
Disney
never
fan that
saw
she is,
it?
she not only has she never seen it before, when I did have her watch it, she hated it.
Oh,
Original-
damn.
Wow.
Netflix actually did a Netflix
What was
actually
her
just released.
reasoning?
I mean, well, you know her. She's, she likes things like happy and pretty and nice, and that was Tim Burton and weird and creepy. So like, it just the aesthetic didn't really fit with her in her department. But yeah, no,
Netflix just released a. Go ahead, Jeff.
No, I didn't have anything to say.
Netflix just released a documentary behind the scenes of Elf and Nightmare Before Christmas. And originally, it wasn't a Disney movie. They passed it off to one of its sister studios, Touchstone, I think it was. Then it saw the cult following that it became, and then Disney repackaged it as a Disney movie in later years to take advantage of the merchandising. You see Jack Skeleton things everywhere. Our own Kenny, who was just on the Mandalorian episode, he's always rocking a hat from that movie. So,
Yeah, I'm shocked, John. Like that's technically it's a Disney movie.
Yeah, I mean, she also doesn't like Mickey and Minnie Mouse, so that's
Out of all the things, though, that's interesting.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, no, I mean she likes her, Disney princess and animated movies. But yeah, I mean I don't blame her for not liking Mickey Mouse. I'm not really a fan of that guy either. He's a little too
Yeah.
little obnoxious.
Little, they're a little too happy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like the character's only the face of Disney or anything like that, where they nicknamed the company the House of Mouse.
Right. Yeah. Too much emphasis on the mouse. Anyway.
So the Star Wars holiday special.
That's more of a TV special than it's not a movie,
But how long was it? Was it an hour? What was it? An hour?
I only seen clips of it. I know they had the original cast.
My
I don't know how the hell.
My cousin a couple years ago showed his daughter for the first time, like the holiday special. I want to say this was like 5 years ago, and she was like 13, 14 at the time. So the way he describes it to us on Christmas was the most hilarious way he described it. He goes, "There's the B.U. Arthur's on there, and she's cooking, and then one of the Wookiees is basically has a headset on, and he's watching porn, and it's like he's just like the way he describes it is hilarious.
Sounds like a movie in itself.
Yeah, and and he goes, it makes no sense. Life Day, and why does Darth Vader want to stop them from celebrating Life Day?
Well, thanks to John Favreau, Life Day is now canon again.
And now Life Day's canon.
And Star Wars on Disney Plus did a Lego Disney Christmas special, aka celebrating Life Day in their universe. All Legos. It was weird. I don't know if any of you saw it yet. So
I love it because I didn't see it yet.
Yeah, it's
get a TV first. Get a TV first.
It's Ray going into the different big moments of Star Wars. It's not really anything to. And I'm not even and I'm not even spoiling it. It's in the trailers that she goes and sees the.
It was kind of cool to cross over different moments, like from the start. It's like she went to the famous scene.
Is it canon?
I don't know. It takes place after the sequel trilogy, which doesn't say much, but I think it's just like a special.
I'm gonna look it up. But Jamie, look that shit up.
Well, I think we have to mention these few movies. I'm going to group them together as like one entity. I feel like it'd be a sin not to mention them in this type of topic. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, all those old big animated classics.
Yeah. The Night Before.
Sing, damn it, sing.
I don't know. I would have to say.
What was the other one?
Charlie Brown.
Little Drummer Boy.
Those.
I mean, Charlie Brown's a different thing, though. I'm talking about like those. Like I think they're all made by the same studio. Like those old animated Christmas movies. There was like the stop motion animation, like Rudolph and Drummer Boy.
Funny enough, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was the inspiration to the screenwriter behind Elf, and the same studio helped produce certain the clay animation that you were talking about in that.
They were parroting it.
Yeah, they gave him permission. That's what I was trying to. Yeah, exactly. But Rudolph indirectly or directly influenced Elf, so there's a little fun fact there. I would say out of those classes, I say Rudolph never gets old, despite what. Despite what they were saying on the internet last year or 2 years ago about the special. Fuck those people.
Like that. Like he was getting bullied, and they're glorifying bullying, and that's dumb. It's a classic movie.
I feel bullied by
I was a baby watching that movie. Huh?
Yeah,
and those
movies.
And the Frosty the Snowman animated movies. I looked up what year that was from, 1969, and I've seen it many times over the years. I forget how cheesy the story is.
No, they're all cheesy.
Joe, it's Christmas. What do you think? It's supposed to be serious
but
or
they're
something?
Classics.
Any Hallmark movies we're throwing on there, or we're just sticking to?
I'm calling my mom now because that's all she watches.
Here's my brief rant / joke on Hallmark.
Hallmark.
You did this last time too.
I'm starting drama. You are not going there. You're not. Hallmark is my favorite basic bitch White Claw movies.
No. Hallmark.
No.
They're definitely white movies, that's for sure.
The Hallmark
Very,
movie
very
goes,
white movies.
the Hallmark movie go every single Christmas movie goes as this. Person from small town leaves, works at a big company or starts a big company or is a CEO at a big company, returns to his hometown for some reason, whether it be a high school reunion or a family member is dying or something. He or she is all curmudgeonly, is deep into their work, comes back, meets a childhood friend or childhood crush. She has the Christmas spirit and is preparing Christmas for the town. And she shows him the true spirit of Christmas or whatever. And then they fall in love, and that's the movie every single time.
Well,
If you
I
like
can
that phone
guarantee
dial,
you,
I've
Sorry, there's a phone.
I've automatically angered every middle-aged woman out there who watches the whole Hallmark channel.
I can't stand Hallmark movies or any of those. Like, they're just so, like, I don't know, conservative. Like, everything's like,
it's the same plot
everything's
every time.
perfect, and yeah, I don't know, everybody's perfectly attractive and successful, and like, I don't know, it's too
It's like, what fancy
too much of that stuff. Mushy.
see.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a big fan as far as how they stereotype the moms in all those movies. They have like the same wardrobe, literally copy and paste from the fucking like color palettes themselves to how like their whole traditions are and everything like that. It's like we're all gonna get together at the table, a solid 9 to 12 of us.
It's probably the same
Production company.
like wardrobe,
Producers.
yeah.
Pollock. I never really saw it in full. Pollock express anybody.
I saw bits and pieces.
I never took the time to really watch that movie in full. I would catch it on TV, like in parts, but I never. It didn't look
What
too
do you
good.
think? It's like Christmas every day or something.
Yeah.
Chris is. If we want to go the comedy route, Jerry, I'm surprised you didn't say this one because this seemed like a movie you would like. Bad Santa.
I haven't seen that movie in full. I'm amused by it. I love the terrible.
Was that
acting.
with Bernie Mac?
Good.
No. Billy. Crap. What's his name? Billy Bob Thornton.
My guy. Love that guy.
Let's see. Harold Kumar had a Christmas movie. Believe it or not.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm leaving this podcast to watch this.
I remember watching that in theaters. That was a great movie. That was a great Christmas classic.
Yeah, I mean,
Could there be any more sarcasm coming out of John's microphone right now?
No, that's not. I'm not being sarcastic. That was a phenomenal movie.
I'm
funny.
I'm at the
proud of that sentiment.
I felt the Christmas spirit by the end of the movie. I felt like I was ready for Santa to come. It was great.
Has anyone seen the Christmas Chronicles on Netflix?
No, I feel like I barely watch Netflix anymore. Going back to our streaming.
So that's a new cable
discussion.
for you, John.
Well, yeah, because I'm cord cutting.
But you still need a
yeah.
cord to plug in the TV into the wall, John.
Not a cable cord though. Not a cable cord.
I see what you
Power
did there.
cord, HDMI, and all Wi-Fi.
Any other movies? Anyone? The Chevy Chase movie from the '80s.
I never watched
Vacation.
that. I know that gets mentioned a lot. Question: Doesn't Ghostbusters 2 take place around Christmas time too?
Yeah, Ghostbusters 2. That's my favorite Ghostbusters movie.
Well, there's a.
Even though
We won't talk about.
everybody hates Ghostbusters 2, I love Ghostbusters 2. It's the most for me. It's the most quotable one. For some reason, like I could quote that whole movie. Which the first one I can quote, but you know, me and
Fun
George.
fact.
Me and George, that's
movie.
all we do. That's all we. So, like next week for New Year's, like instead of wishing him Happy New Year's, like I'll send him the clip from the ending when Bill Murray comes down through the roof and goes Happy New Year. So that's the.
Oh my God.
That's the clip I'll send him.
Oh God.
And then he'll start quoting it to me. He'll go, "This is Vigo." So that'll be our New Year's banter to each other.
I never saw this. Gremlins.
I still have to watch
No,
that.
I
I never
haven't
watched
seen
it.
Gremlins.
Hulk Hogan is the best actor of all time in Gremlins.
Well, you still,
One
it's
pick.
shocking.
You watched it?
In
No,
full.
he watched Gremlins too.
I
That's
actually didn't watch it.
Hulk Hogan is great. Hulk
Wow.
Hogan is in Gremlins too.
I was
Oh, yeah,
committed
that's-
to one movie.
You're lucky if you watch a movie at all, Jerry.
Yeah, it's shocking that I haven't seen Gremlins since it's an '80s movie, and it has
Sure.
everything that I like in it. It has practical effects and stuff. So
I haven't
guess
watched it.
I guess that's it for.
Any other movies or
I can't
well,
think of any.
I think we named all
did-
the essentials.
It's a
Well, this
Wonderful
is a-
Life.
I was about to say that one too, but that's like the all-time classic. But that's even too old of a movie for me. And yeah, I know I mentioned Miracle on 34th
No,
Street, but
you're the oldest one in this group right now. Like, you don't remember this movie?
Which movie?
we're only 2 years apart, Jerry. So.
Did we mention 8 Crazy Nights from Jerry or?
Yes.
Jerry, you want to go on your little 8 Crazy Nights rant a little
First
bit?
off, don't be talking bad about my grandpa in the back of me over there. Even though they were both probably the same height if you factor down the cartoon versus the reality. But 8 Crazy Nights, absolutely marvelous movie. Adam Sandler's acting chops just speak for themselves. And it's probably the first movie of his that I fell in love with. That's done.
Really, out of all the other movies he's made.
Joe, literally, if there was one movie I was obsessed with when I was growing up, it was 8 Crazy Nights. Just the whole
But I'm
sense of
saying-
song.
I mean, we could do a whole podcast episode on Adam Sandler movies, but all the movies he
tapped.
made, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, Waterboy, list goes on, and you picked
You know,
that.
Click, my other favorite movie.
Click is an okay movie. Anyway,
Anyway.
what are we doing? What are
So I
we doing
guess,
next?
I
Music or TV stuff?
Let's
Commercials?
do TV stuff. Let's do commercials.
The first one that comes to mind, that's like a classic now, even though it feels brand. The M&Ms when they meet Santa. He is real. They are real.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
all real, and they collapse. The oldest one, I think, that's been running, if not equal to that or longer, is the Hershey Kisses one.
Oh
True.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
yeah. Every year.
They did. They actually updated it.
Yeah, I know. It's
technically
stupid.
This year. Yeah, like it's still like that same clip, but then like it gets cut in the middle, and then you just see like this family in the kitchen like making stuff with kisses or something.
You know what I just realized that I
What?
haven't seen? Commercial?
What?
The Hess trucks.
Do they still make them?
No.
Yeah.
I've seen them. Yeah, no, they had the no, I've seen them. I haven't seen them like recently, which is weird because I think I would expect to see them more, as we get closer to Christmas. But they had there was like an ambulance or something, like an ambulance truck, which I
Yeah, there was
I
definitely
remember-
there was one. I might have even had it.
It
as
was
a
definitely
kid.
like a
Yeah, they tend to
no, but
repeat.
the Hess truck this year, it being an ambulance, I felt like it was like a kind of like a nod towards like first responders this year, like with the COVID and stuff.
How
Yeah,
many do I
I
have?
can see that.
I have about 27 Hess trucks.
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
realize
I
you
have
were
like
a big
few
collector of
at
them.
home.
Yeah, I haven't collected them since 2017 because they got too expensive, but I have like 27 Hess trucks, the big ones, and then I have about 10 to 15 of the tiny ones.
Would you say the Hess trucks are back and they're better than ever for Christmas this year?
Christmas this year, the Hess trucks here?
Budweiser, the Clydesdales
Oh, is that the one when the guy's whistling?
with the horses running through the snow.
No,
I
that's
don't
the
remember
one.
that one.
No, it's on a shack on like the water, and he starts whistling, and then Christmas lights turn on like a palm tree.
That you sure you're not thinking of the Coca-Cola commercial with the polar bear?
No, I haven't seen the
Oh,
polar.
there's
bear.
so many of those commercials.
This Coca-Cola
Oh
has
wow,
has
the
a.
Polar Bear commercials.
What
I'm
happened?
glad you
Did-
can
I mean,
hear.
there's so many of those.
What happened? Did the WWF decide that was too insensitive to polar bears, so they had to like take it off?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That'd be-
maybe ASPCH struck again, or
Um,
PETA struck again.
They're not using real. They're not using real polar
I don't
bears.
know.
It's
I'm
a
just
joke.
I'm
It's a
joking.
joke.
I'm joking.
I know.
You know what commercial I've enjoyed this year? Maybe it's because like the actress playing it's hot. Is the Doritos commercial?
Run that by me because I'm like vaguely remembering
so
it.
it's
I can't.
played by Anna Kendrick, and she's singing "These Are Some of My Favorite Things," and it's her in different Christmas outfits.
Oh, yeah.
But it's Doritos.
Yeah, she's cute.
Well, I like
I
redheads.
If you guys,
I like redheads, so you know that's what happens.
if you guys could, I don't know if you guys can see us on. I don't know if you guys can
Actually,
see us on
point it
screen.
towards the camera. No, point it towards the camera, not the
No,
screen.
press A.
Lower the
All right. Well,
whatever.
did you
No,
just
lower
mute me?
your phone brightness. No,
Yeah.
lower your phone brightness and try showing
Yo,
it again.
what time does it say here? You can't see it anyway. Too bad.
We'll get back to this, but
What John was saying before about the no, I still can't see it. About
Your computer brightness is what's killing it. Actually,
yeah,
I see your
No, I
your
believe
computer
you.
reflection.
got it.
I want you to keep going.
So the what John's talking about, the kid, you see he's a snowman. He walks in, he starts eating Campbell's soup, and then he melts.
Oh yeah, well that's what we were talking about before.
The minute you said melts, I'm like,
The snowman.
there we go.
Yeah,
That's
he, like-
Christian's all right.
He
Christian's
Jerry
all right.
likes watching things melt.
Wow.
Jerry's okay. Not Jerry. Christian's okay if I share it on the screen. I'll show you what commercial I'm talking about.
well, yeah, but I mean, you know, nobody's going to see it. It's audio only.
What
Okay, whatever.
From the audio.
The coffee commercial. What's the name of that famous coffee company?
Folgers?
Yeah, that one. There's like a classic one they play every year with someone coming home in the snow.
Oh yeah.
As you reach for your coffee now. I know it's tea, but
Slurping tea. Commercials are kind of vague, so like we can't really like go over all of them because I can't remember.
I mean, there's only like a small number of like classic ones that still get played today, like the M&Ms and Hershey Kisses commercials and the Campbell Soup commercial.
Because don't you feel like if they weren't playing at this point, like around Christmas, I feel like there'd be like a lot of backlash with people being like, "Wow, this was like the past of my times. Why like not move on from it?"
I guess so.
People get sentimental. They like tradition, and there's certain commercials. I mean, it's a certain everything that are just like tradition. Yeah, like there's certain songs, certain shows, certain commercials that people just like want to see every year, just because like when they see it, they get in the holiday spirit.
I just remember when we found one. The Honey Nut Cheerios one with Scrooge. Does that ring a bell?
Yes. I do remember
Yes.
that
Oh
one.
my God, yes.
I feel like if I find it on YouTube and watch it, like the memories will just come pouring back in, even though it's something
You would
I haven't
know
seen
right
in
away, John.
20 years.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, the Honey Nut Cheerios.
The Campbell's one with the melting snowman you mentioned, the Hershey Kisses commercial. So for me, it's definitely the M&Ms and the Hesh trucks that I always remember, in the coffee one. Which one do you guys like? That out of the choices we remembered. So
All of them are great. I think the Hershey's one is the most memorable one. That's the one I remember the most. Like if that never, if they stopped doing the original commercial, which they probably did, then I'd probably be like really upset.
to tell you the truth, until you mentioned,
I'm watching the Scrooge commercial now. It's coming back to me. I remember this.
told ya. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm surprised you
yeah.
didn't even think of that right away. But
Vaguely, but I do remember this.
But yeah, but when it comes to like Christmas with the music, the specials, songs, I always forget about those commercials that are classic too that we
Wow.
just went through. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm watching the Scrooge commercial now. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
1987. Holy crap.
I'm
I thought it was
watching
in the
a
90s.
70s McDonald's Christmas commercial.
No, 1987. So they were playing this way into the 90s for us to.
They were.
Yeah,
So-
I didn't know they had that in the 80s like that.
Yeah, that's why like hence I want to say hence the reason why like I'm big on the 80s is because I feel like a lot of my childhood memories are stuff from the 80s itself spilling over into the
Yeah.
yeah.
You were born
Yeah,
in the
the-
wrong
the-
decade,
the-
Christian.
There's a
We were born during that time in the 90s when like it still thought it was the 80s.
Joe, I found
Exactly.
Joe, I found a Hulk Hogan Honey Nut Cheerios commercial and I found a Sonic the Hedgehog Honey Nut Cheerios commercial.
Oh God, were they Christmas commercials in particular, or they just did it on their own? The
No,
Sonic
they
and the
just
Hulk
did it on
Hogan one?
their own. That is
Oh, that's too funny.
that is funny.
That's so funny.
So Joe spinning around in his chair. Uh, uh, so I guess
It's better.
I guess we'll move on to music and then we'll do TV specials last.
Uh,
So
let's see.
so what was the joke you made November 1st, Joe, about a certain Christmas song?
Mariah Carey comes out of hiding, or she comes out of hibernation. It was something like that.
No, yeah, it comes out of hibernation every year at around that time to start singing "All I Want for Christmas Is You."
Mariah Carey is just about Q4 residuals, one Christmas song at a time every year.
Didn't she have a special this year that she did?
I could care less if she did.
Yeah, John, you would know this because I think it's on Apple TV.
What?
The Mariah Carey Christmas
Oh
special.
yeah, I watched that with Jen. Yeah, we
Was
it
it-
was actually well done.
Was
It
So,
it,
wasn't
John,
that- it wasn't
I
that
have
bad.
a
What-
very important question.
was
It
it
was
2 hours?
it was a little.
No, go ahead.
No,
What's
it
that,
was
Jerry?
Who do you think sings better Mariah Carey, you or Jen?
Probably Jen.
Absolutely,
it,
Jen. She has the higher voice.
Was it?
But no, the cameos, like the celebrity cameos, were good. Like at one point, like Snoop Dogg just like randomly shows up in a Santa outfit and just starts like vibing and dancing and stuff.
Well,
Just
that's the
occasionally
spirit of
rapping. It was
Christmas
just,
when you have to
but
know
it was well done. It was well shot. Like it was a little too much like Christmas in your face. Like everything's red and like we're inside. Like everything looks like it's the inside of like Santa's workshop and everybody's in
So
costume.
you
I
did
mean, it
go
was
to
really well
Starbucks
done.
today.
Well, that's Mariah Carey, and
Yeah,
and,
no, but she did a good job.
and if you
I
do
actually
something
was
wrong,
more impressed than I was expecting.
and if you do something wrong on New Year's, she'll yell at you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I still feel like
I
all
still haven't
these streaming
seen that.
services are getting all these streaming services are getting like like mostly blonde female artists to do their Christmas specials. Like I think what's that country singer's name from American Idol? You know what I'm talking about?
He has white
One of
hair.
the judges. One of the judges.
No. She was a contestant. The one that sings before he cheats.
Oh,
Carrie Underwood.
Carrie, yeah. HBO Max has a Christmas special with her. Dolly Parton did one for CBS All Access. So I think that's like the new thing right now is that well, these artists are just trying to make money by making Christmas specials.
I'm gonna mention a classic song, and Jerry, you could pick. I want you to take over your favorite version when I mention this song. So Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the classic one from the that's always been played since well before our childhoods. But Jerry, what's your favorite that's taken over the internet for like the past 10 years around this time?
Which song are you pertaining this to?
I just said Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Think about it.
I'm drawing a blank. Remind me. I'm being for real now.
DMX.
I did play that at our friend Ryan's house. Yes.
I am I can't believe you forgot. Oh my God.
Yo,
but yeah,
that is a magnificent 45 seconds of my life that I cherish and I thrive on. every single year.
Well,
That
it snowed last week, and when I walked outside, I said to myself, "Baby, it's cold outside."
it's still a Christmas. It's despite the controversy.
Wow.
Despite the controversy from the last year, what it was, it's still a Christmas classic. I mean, the lyrics didn't age well, obviously, but I can see how it could be interpretive. But how do you stop playing a Christmas song? And John, you might have mentioned this, but you could let other shit play on the radio, like fucking WAP, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Joe, go on a WAP rant right now. Let's go.
I saw that.
No, I'm good.
Video. I saw that music. I saw like 2 seconds of that music video. I had to turn it off. I was like, "How? What?"
There's some Joes in this house. There's some Joes in this house.
To throw one out there, Last Christmas by Wham. There's an 80s.
Joe,
There's an 80s.
Joe,
Yeah.
you made me. Joe, you literally just made me lose. Whamageddon. What's wrong with you? If you don't know what Whamageddon is, I will look it up, and I'll explain it.
Well,
He will
And
assert
ironically-
himself via Google search.
ironically, George Michael did pass away on Christmas 2016, and that was truly his last Christmas.
Yeah, that was sad. It was like one of the
That-
that was one of many deaths in 2016 that didn't need to happen.
5 Dog.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Someone else threw out a Christmas song.
The Elton John song "Step Into Christmas."
Christmas in
That
Hollis.
song. That song and Donny Hathaway or Hathaway, Donny Hathaway. I think
Oh,
his name is.
Hathaway.
Yeah, this Christmas. That's probably like my favorite Christmas song of all time. And
NSYNC.
TLC has a good song. It's Merry Christmas and
All right, so
Happy
Whamageddon is a game played during the 23 days before Christmas Eve, in which players try to go from December 1st to start of Christmas Eve without hearing Last Christmas.
Yeah, and no one's gonna win that.
Good luck. Yeah,
Good luck.
I
good
almost
luck
won it.
achieving that.
I almost won it. Thanks, Joe.
Well, I didn't play it or sing it.
No,
so,
you mentioned it. You mentioned it.
So you can't. Okay, so you can't sing it. You can't hear it. You can't mention it. Is that how you play it?
Yeah.
It doesn't
Well,
matter.
how was
what
I
day-
supposed to? Shut up,
It
Jerry.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what day Christian is coming to a discovery of this. It depends on the very next day when you gave it away.
I know a lot of Christmas songs are very, from the 40s and 50s that are just classic, but so old. But a lot you can't beat him. "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree," Brenda Lee. I mean, that's one of the songs you hear every day from November 1st to January 1st. "Jingle Bell Rock." That's always been one of my favorites. It's especially during
Blue
to go back to
Christmas.
Home Alone for a moment. That's okay. The scene where Kevin's going over the bridge in the taxi, you hear "Jingle Bell Rock" in the background. That was one of the first times I ever heard that song. So,
Oh, that's a good point, because I feel like I've never heard that song before until that movie.
right. Well, what about the Elvis song, Christian?
I'm just saying Blue Christmas.
I don't know. I kind of cringe because I don't know. Christmas songs you can't stand besides Mariah Carey.
I don't like
Dominic
NSYNC's
the
Merry
Donkey-
Christmas that much.
Dominic the
Jerry,
Donkey
get
is
off
very
this.
obnoxious.
Jerry, get off this podcast.
I'm not into it. I'm not into that song that much.
Which Christmas?
John, I
Which
agree.
song?
Dominic, John, I agree. Dominic the Donkey, you can't stand that one. Jerry,
Yeah,
you can't sing.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Wait,
No,
what?
you go ahead.
Yeah, Jerry, what's wrong with you? That NSYNC song is a Christmas classic. Dominic the Donkey, it's not a Christmas song. It makes no fucking sense. It's just so annoying every time I hear it. Go ahead, John.
No, I
I
just feel
think
like
my song.
you know, people are expected to like I'm expected to like Dominic the Donkey because I'm Italian, but it's like it's the worst Italian song I've ever heard in my life. Like it's just I don't know.
My
I can't stand that.
my
Another song. Go ahead, Christian.
my song is Frosty the Snowman.
It's a kid song. It's very kiddie.
Yeah, it's just
Well,
like, oh,
that's different. I mean but that's like like Joe said, it's a kid song. It's not meant to be like a catchy like, oh, I'm gonna drive to this type of song.
Like you could throw Rudolph. You could throw Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in that same category, but Rudolph's more of a classic. You know, you hear it when we're kids. They do the Christmas recitals, and you know, you perform in
And
that.
the
I never did
handbells.
the handbells. Growing up as a Beatles fan, Wonderful Christmas Time, Paul McCartney, and
That's a good one.
John Lennon, Happy Christmas.
it's not a Christmas song.
If they played at Christmas time,
Yeah, but
though,
it's not a Christmas song. It's an anti-war song. It's not a Christmas song.
but
That takes place during Christmas. It's a Christmas song in the same way that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Thank you.
That's a Christmas song I can't stand. It was the John Lennon.
What?
The John Lennon one.
When the kids are singing in the background, like,
It just annoys me. It's like, first of all, it's not a Christmas song. First of all, it's not a Christmas song.
Yeah.
Second of all, it's so sad. It's like, why do I want to listen to this on like a happy?
Yeah, I feel like people like died in that song. Like, I don't know, he's talking about dead people. I don't know.
You guys growing up in Italian households, did you guys listen around Christmas time the Frank Sinatra class singing Christmas songs? Was that ever played?
Of course.
I always hear that every year. Perry Cuomo's another one.
Chestnuts in an open, roasting by an open fire. That song. What is it? Nat King Cole, classic.
Yep.
That's probably one of my favorites.
Another one.
Top 3 favorite.
Another Christmas song. Going back to Christmas songs I can't stand. I know it's a comedy, it's a parody song. I can never stand Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. I always found it annoying. And I forgot the name. And I forget the name of the Christmas song, but the one that's sang by the Chickmunk, Alvin and the Chickmunks, in the high pitched voice.
You know I'm angry when I start saying bro. Like Alvin and the fucking Chipmunks, how dare you?
Blaspheme.
Which song, Christian?
I said blaspheme, Jerry.
I mean, I will also agree that chipmunks are a little obnoxious.
Thank you.
Like it's a little much. It's not as bad as like Dominic the Donkey, but like I could probably just tolerate maybe like one per week playthrough of that song.
That inspires any kid to have helium from a fucking birthday party and to just be inspired by how magnificent those cartoons were.
All right, so
Darling Love, Christmas, Darling Love, Christmas Baby, Please Come Back.
Nope, don't know that one.
You would know if you hear it.
Probably.
Wait, hold.
No.
Wait, let me.
Nope. No, Joe.
No,
Why?
we're gonna get sued for $40 million.
I'm trying to
Now
monetize this.
somebody.
You start to play music, I'm gonna get deplatformed. Don't.
Yeah, you
You
start a podcast and play music.
Bruce Springsteen's his cover of Santa's Coming to Town.
That is
that's a good
fucking
one.
song. That's a
Like-
good.
You
John and Jerry, I don't know.
You better not cry.
John and Jerry, I don't.
When you sleep. Yeah, he sounds like he's like about to like suffocate at any given moment, like from smoking too much. But great song.
John and Jerry, I don't know if you
he sounds
remember
like
this.
he's constipated. That's what it is. He's like,
John and Jerry, I don't know if you remember this. We after we went to Daddy-O's, the one on the North Shore by the ferry, we actually went to Jerry. What's the bar that's nearby on Bay Street? Cargo. There was actually a very good cover band playing that night, so they actually played that version of the song. We heard a cover of the cover, but the guy singing sang in a Bruce Springsteen voice. But I don't know. I always love that. I always love that around Christmas time too.
I always like the part in the middle of the song where he starts talking to the audience. He's like, you know, have you guys been good? Not many. You better watch out. Like that. Like it was just it's so corny, but like it's like heartwarming at the same time.
Then you get a gift. Then you get a gift. Then you get a gift.
I know part of the song is not in Spanish, but it does mean Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad.
I wanna wish you.
Wish you a Merry.
Yeah, that's a good vibe.
So let's talk about some TV specials.
Oh, we gotta start with the most classic, I think, Charlie Brown Christmas.
Oh yeah, I was in
Which
that.
I just watched today.
I was in that play.
Were you Charlie
play?
Brown?
Charlie.
Were you Snoopy? Were you Snoopy, Christian?
No, I was Pigpen.
Oh wow. Did you actually like not shower for like a month to prepare for that role?
No.
Smells familiar.
Pretty good.
You
makeup.
know, you know, I'm gonna laugh about this nonstop now off air now.
Christian, is this the new?
You're just gonna call me and then I'm gonna hear he for no reason.
John, I know you have a whole rant. I know you might have touched upon this another time about how it wasn't on network TV and Apple TV got the exclusive rights to that special this year.
Well, this time around, I think they learned from their Halloween debacle. I think both the Thanksgiving and Christmas specials were put on both Apple TV and PBS on cable, or broadcast TV because PBS is not cable. But so this time they allowed people to have an option. But I mean, even so, I mean, if you're on Apple TV, you can just watch it whenever you want. And PBS, they just broadcast it once, and then if you miss it, you miss it. But at end of the day, just buy it. just buy if you want to watch it so bad, just buy it either on DVD or on iTunes or whatever, and just watch it whatever the hell you want in the year. I
know we mentioned this already, the aforementioned Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So that's always going to be on broadcast TV unless, of course, something changes with that.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry Christian, what about you?
Seinfeld, the Festivus episode.
I just skip to the honeymooners every year. Like that's the one thing that I know I'm jumping ahead, but that's the one thing that I'm always like, I can't wait to see this.
The honeymooners is usually on at midnight on New Year's Day, practically.
Christian, don't you have a funny story in regards to Festivus?
Yeah.
And
so I don't remember how old I was. It might have been like 1999, 2000. A friend of the family came to my aunt's house Christmas Eve, and he had the Festivus pole outside, and since I was like the only kid there, this is like before like my baby cousins were born. I was the only kid there, so they were like, "Oh, who's gonna do the feats of strength?" So they go, "Oh, Christian could do the feats of strength." For a minute there, I thought I was going to have to like wrestle my aunt's friend, and I was like, no. They're like, well, Christmas isn't over with, or Festivus isn't over with until you beat them.
To be exact, it's the day before Christmas Eve, December 23rd. Correct?
Yes, that's tomorrow.
And it's kind of taking on a life of its own, where people kind of treat it as a real holiday.
After 5 o'clock.
Frank Costanza.
Family Guy, which makes fun of everything and everyone. Like one of their like cutaway scenes where like they're selling a CD of best Christmas songs, and Peter Griffin is singing parodies of Christmas classic like "Up in My Bum."
Yeah. They had a very depressing Christmas, like full episode about Christmas when like Ryan and Stewie like run to they somehow make it to the North Pole and they find Santa's workshop, and it's like this dystopian like depressing place where like the elves are all like like inbred and dying.
Yeah, that was a depressing episode.
Yeah, I mean, this is like funny but not at the same time because like it's true. Like cuz they were likening it to like workers in China and places that like do overtime during the holidays.
Futurama took it in the opposite direction. In the future, Santa is an
Santa's-
evil robot.
Santa's like a robot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's an evil robot in a sleigh, and Christmas is not a joyous time for New York, and they have to hide from the evil Santa. What else? What else? What else?
Futurama always has the evil robot.
Yeah, I just mentioned that. I
Oh
was just
yeah, okay,
talking
yeah.
about
I was
the
Yeah,
evil
the
robot.
Santa robot.
yeah. My
Um,
brain. I had like a brain moment for him.
the
Another
Office.
Christmas song. Another Christmas song that I forgot to mention. That song by Band Aid. Do they know it's Christmas? Yeah.
Oh
you know that song?
yeah, like the we the
know it's Christmas.
Christmas time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
that's on the equivalent of we are the world.
Yeah.
There comes a time.
That's a song that used to play when I went to the Academy St. Dorothy's, but the first grammar school I was in. That song, they would have that song playing every December for some reason. The We Are the World.
Yeah. Oh, it's cheesy. It's a little cheesy, but it's like good.
Going back to songs again, Trans-Siberia Orchestra, that very famous instrumental.
Oh,
Is that
Oh,
Carol
yeah,
of the
the
Bell?
one that-
Is that Carol of the Bells, or is it something? I know they have a whole show. I think they usually at this time, if it wasn't for COVID, yeah, that instrumental, which I love around Christmas time.
yeah, that's another thing we didn't mention. Like, did anybody ever go to the city, to Broadway, to watch the Rockettes or
I did as a
or,
kid.
or what's that other
Yeah.
what's that
I
other?
saw Phantom of the Opera last year.
But that's not Christmas, Jerry.
That's not Christmas.
I've never
Fucking opera.
I've never been to
No, it's
Broadway.
Radio City Music
Radio
Hall.
City
It's
Music
not.
Hall,
It's
that's right. Yeah.
yeah, not Broadway, but I did as a
Here's
kid. I saw it.
Here's something. I'm really going to be testing you guys' knowledge here.
Please test me.
I forget which Disney VHS it was in the beginning of it. I'll send it to you guys, like, if I can find it. It might have been Pinocchio or 101 Dalmatians, before they would have all the commercials.
Yeah.
And I think Macaulay Culkin was in one of the plays, but it was like a movie. It was like the Nutcracker.
It was its like own thing, like
Yeah, it was like
on
its own thing. The
video?
Nutcracker. Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't remember. I would definitely remember if it was Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, I have I have to find it.
Getting back to TV shows, A Great Christmas. The Office always had a classic Christmas episode every year. Michael Scott, the main character, dressing up as Santa. They would do a Secret Santa. Like I think one of their, one of the first ones they did. The limit was like $20. Like we did similar, but for his, he had a man crush on the temp Brian, and he bought like a $400 iPod. When iPods were still a thing. So this is from the mid 2000s, and then they did and then he's like, oh, we're doing exchanges. So basically you could call I forgot the name of the game from the show, but they were able to call someone else's Secret Santa gift. One year they had Phyllis, female character, dressed up as Santa, and Michael got so mad he threw a hissy fit. So they had two Santas. They did a Moroccan Christmas. So they had a Moroccan Christmas. Any other shows you guys can think of that had great Christmas episodes?
A little off subject for me. However, though, a show on Cameo every 30 seconds is this new individual called the Furloughed Elf. This guy, I've never been so excited by Christmas from one person before. Go on Cameo, type in the Furloughed Elf. The funniest fucking show every 30 seconds that I could have time for.
So you just play the same thing every 30 seconds.
Same different thing every 30 seconds.
All right.
Anyway,
I'm gonna bring up a Christmas special most of us should probably remember. The Pokemon Christmas special, where Santa Claus had a bunch of jinxes working for him instead of elves. Kind of odd. Probably wasn't seen again because of
I
the whole
vaguely
controversy
remember that.
with Jinx's skin color. Yeah, it wasn't shown on TV for a
Was this
long
the
time.
first of? Was this the first season?
First season, it was definitely like one of the lost episodes that they aired late in the season. It was out of order because of Jinx. Jinx's skin color was very controversial at the time.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's not a human; it's a Pokemon.
There were the 3 banned episodes. There was the Porygon episode that never aired.
There was the one by the beach when
the one by the beach
James
when
from
the
Team
big
Rocket blew up his fake boobs.
Okay, so now there's 4.
Remember that?
There's that one, and then there's the one that they banned after 9/11 that has the big
Tentacruel.
Tentacruel destroying buildings.
You can still watch on Netflix.
Yeah,
you can catch it on Netflix. Yeah,
and then there's
that was a pretty brutal episode though.
Yeah. Oh no, and then there's the Safari Zone one. Because because he keeps because he keeps pointing the gun at Ash.
Yeah, but then there was the Squirtle Squad episode when he walks into like that Western building, and then like everybody in the building just pointed a gun at Ash, and I remember that being on TV. But there was an episode of Pokemon where basically they went to see Santa, and instead of reindeer, he had a bunch of Ponyta Santa Claus.
Okay, that's cool. That's now I want to watch that episode back.
That actually does sound pretty interesting.
Yeah. But it was an odd episode. But I remember like thinking like, wow, okay, so like he's living with a bunch of Jinxes working for him. That's kind of weird.
Christian, you remember the Power Rangers Christmas special?
Which one?
I think Mighty Morphin.
I remember the Zeo one. I remember the Zeo one where it's like many years later.
Might have been, maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. The Zeo one, and Tommy's married to Catherine, and it's revealed that their son, they're watching their grandson, but their son grew up to be a Power Ranger, and then they had to go to the North Pole to stop the villain. You sure it wasn't Rita and Zed and not Machine Empire?
I don't remember.
But they couldn't use their powers in the North Pole because it's all good. So I don't know. Any other random cameo, 30 seconds, besides what Jerry mentioned?
Nothing.
No, I can't think of anything. I'm actually looking up that Zeo episode. No, I can't think of any more. Let's see. Why that's not? Wow, that's interesting. The Christmas special is not part of the chronologic.
It is or it's not.
It's not. Wow. Okay.
It's not
popping. Yeah, it's not popping up, so I guess it's not canon.
I know we mentioned the Star Wars special earlier. That was a TV special at the time. It came out in the late 70s. But it was so brutal, as like how you described it earlier.
Yeah, it's terrible. That was terrible. But I mean, I can't think of anything else.
Any other Christmas movies or Christmas songs you guys want to throw in there? So.
No, the movies. I think we went over all the essentials, right?
Yeah, song. Ben Cosby. Almost. It's beginning to look a little like
a lot like Christmas.
A lot like Christmas. White Christmas. That's the name of the song.
That looked like a lot of stuttering, Joe.
All right. So we're running out of time anyway. So on this
Ian's gonna come through Jerry's door again.
Zoom call. I had it set till like 8:30. We're like 10 minutes before 8:30, and I think it's a pretty lengthy episode for Christmas. So I think, so I think we've gone long enough.
Do you want to touch on New Year's real quick, or?
No, we touched on it the last time.
Yeah, Jerry and the Honeymooners. I didn't realize you were a Honeymooners fan, Jerry. So
I do love them.
Jerry looks like Ralph Brandon.
So are you saying I'm going to be driving Carmine in the new year?
Yes.
You just lost me for a moment.
That's Joe banging his desk.
Wait, whoa! People don't get people visuals on that. So,
not banging like that, Joe.
Ciao.
So yeah,
anyway,
so Jerry, so close up. Let's close up.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus.
Festivus.
You are all wonderful people for supporting the Collective Podcast. We thank you so much for your time today. Check out anything that Christian does on YouTube or anything that pertains to Christian Caputo. And then most importantly, Joe Valenti is a sexy bastard.
Yeah, plug your show, Jerry.
And please watch the Change Within podcast on Anchor or listen to that one. Instagram, where I upload my clips, Facebook, and YouTube. Planning to get the website for it pretty soon as well.
And I heard the movie that Christian's working on right now with his friend David. It's also going to be a Christmas movie as well.
Well, I mean,
it's the next Die Hard.
People are listening in and kind of heard the announcement in the beginning of the podcast, but that's besides the point. But if you want to follow that and all nerdy things, you go to nightsport.com. That's where we'll be blogging, and just sign up. It's a whole bunch of artists on there, filmmakers, artists, podcasts. Also, we just had the happyspacepop.com, which is the holiday special. You can watch that on there as well. It's got all the celebrities, including the Munsters. I'm blanking out on all the people on there, but yeah, just you got Butch Patrick from the Munsters is on there. He talks about his holiday special that he was on with the Monkees and meeting the Beatles and stuff. So there's a nice little episode up on there. There's a shop on Nightsport where you got some autographs, some cameos as well. Go on there. It's on 24-hour online support. You save shopping, money back guaranteed. All that great stuff on there. And so follow us on there. Listen to us on Anchor. I have to have a better closing, Jerry. Follow us on Anchor, Facebook or the Collective Podcast, YouTube. Comment below as to what your favorite Christmas special, song, or movie is, and that's pretty much it, Jerry.
You know what I have to say, as I always usually say.
Well, hold on. Before you do that, hold on. I want to thank Joe and
I love you anyway.
Joe and John for coming on. And
you're okay.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, Jerry.
Thank you.
Now close out.
I love the three of you and everyone else.
Okay.